Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to Wednesday with the Weatherfords, and Casey will be here in just a minute. We're finishing up, kind of getting the boys situated and in front of probably a show of some kind. Aiden kind of banged himself up today, and so he's propped up on the couch now, and we're real sad about that. We were having a great time, and it was a real beautiful time outside, but we welcome you. It's good to be here with you. We're glad you're joining us with this Wednesday night Weatherford thing, and this is our second one. Last week we played a couple songs, we shared probably too much talking, but we offered up some wonderful prayers as well, and we got to kind of talk a bit with each other, and so that was a really, really nice time. So this week, kind of some similar, with little tweaks, a few more songs for you, a little less talking, hopefully, and lots of good time for prayer. So I wanted to start by sharing just a couple of things, announcements. Make sure we want to make sure that we're communicating all this stuff as much as we can, so everybody can be as in the know as possible. This Sunday does mark the beginning of Holy Week with Palm Sunday, and so we know this year our Holy Week Easter celebrations, they're going to definitely be looking a little bit different than we're used to, and so, but we really want to encourage you to remain connected, to remain faithful, to remain as much a part of the life of our community and worship together. And so this week we'll be doing that again on Facebook Live. In fact, we're going to be offering two services. At 9:45, as we have the past couple of weeks, we're going to be offering a service. This week we'll be offering a Children First 9:45, thanks to Miss Sadie and Mr. Matt. And we're really excited about that, and we hope you will join us for that. Also, though, we'll be offering a service at 11 o'clock with Pastor Kurt and Dr. Ray, and a bit more of a traditional style service for you, and we're really excited to be able to offer two things this week, and so we hope you will join us for one, for both, for whatever works for you. Also, be checking your mailboxes, inboxes, social media, all that stuff. We'll be sharing our Holy Week schedule and Easter online worship schedule. We're going to have a sunrise service at 6:30 that'll be kind of contemporary, and a traditional service at 9:45 that day. We've got a Good Friday service coming to you. It's going to be a great week. And so be watching your mailboxes, your inboxes, your social media, all that stuff to find that. And the last thing, and then we're going to get on to playing a song for you. Please don't forget, your gifts do matter right now almost more than ever. Be sure to visit the Give tab at fumcbentonville.org, or text to give at 479-431-2441. Your giving matters so much. Obviously, this is affecting us all in just pretty remarkable ways, and we are doing our very best to remain creative, to stay connected, and stay church and community together. But we need you to continue to give. If you can at all, if you have the means, by all means, please do so, to continue to support the life of the church, your staff, and all those things, that we can remain in church together. We're going to open up this week with this song. You can, come this way. There we go. We kind of got what you don't see. This looks pretty, but behind this is no longer pretty on the deck, and so it's
real life.
Yeah. We're not going to show you real life yet. You'll probably get to see it before this is all done, but we wanted to open up with a song titled "God with Us."
Ken mentioned last week that we were looking at how the tenets of Celtic Christianity are applicable to us. It's a very ancient way of seeing faith and of viewing God and our encounters with God in the world. One of the tenets of Celtic Christianity that I identify most with is finding the sacred in the ordinary, in our everyday life. And there's an author who I love, Barbara Brown Taylor, and she's written a book called, I might remember it now.
Should have put that in there too, huh? Yeah.
Didn't put it in my notes. An altar in the world, about how we can find altars in the world. We can find the holy in the mundane. Here is a quote from Barbara Brown Taylor. To make bread or love, to dig into the earth, to feed an animal, to cook for a stranger. These activities require no extensive commentary, no lucid theology. All they require is someone willing to bend, reach, chop, stir. Most of these tasks are so full of that faith is a way of life.
Hey, Case, I think we dropped the feed, but I think we've got it coming back now.
Oh, see it here.
There we go. So I'm so sorry. Yeah, I need to figure out to change a setting on my phone. Somebody was trying to make a call to me, and it kicked us off the feed. So I think, Casey, you were just starting the quote, and I was happened to be watching down here. So
okay.
I think if you just start the quote over, just to share with everybody.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. So this is a passage from Barbara Brown Taylor's book, An Altar in the World. To make bread or love, to dig in the earth, to feed an animal, or cook for a stranger. These activities require no extensive commentary, no lucid theology. All they require is someone willing to bend, reach, chop, stir. Most of these tasks are so full of pleasure that there's no need to complicate things by calling them holy. And yet, these are the same activities that change lives. Sometimes all at once, sometimes more slowly, the way dripping water changes stone. In a world where faith is often construed as a way of thinking, bodily practices remind the willing that faith is a way of life.
Yeah. Bodily practices. Yeah.
And that kind of feels like all we're doing right now in our homes. We're not doing anything exciting. And if we are, it's over video feeds. We're not gathering at large events or getting to even touch our friends. So I found that when I really pay attention, that even the most mundane tasks can hold some sort of meaning, or at least feel like good work. And I also was in this book, Barbara Brown Taylor talks about how when Jesus tells people how to pay attention to God, he says, pay attention to the lilies of the fields, the birds of the air. Pay attention to that woman making bread, to the workers lining up for their pay. Pay attention to the things of this earth, of this world. God is not out there, up there, over there. God is here with us, over everything, in everything. Even if all we do all day long, sit at our computer, homeschool our kids, unload the dishwasher, sleep, repeat.
Yes. Yeah. I think the unloading the dishwasher part especially on repeat more than anything. You know.
So do you think that Jesus would say, you can see God, you can hear God in the swish, the gentle swish of the water in the dishwasher? Maybe.
I might be pushing it a little far, but you know.
But certainly in the mess of making cookies with your kids,
yes.
the feel of your bare
No, you said it. I keep trying to add something to this, and feel like I'm woefully inadequate here. All of a sudden, but you're saying it all and saying it so beautifully, and I think it's awesome that people are getting to hear your voice as well. So that's a really great thing. Casey and I, before we moved here, we got to do so much more of this kind of thing, not necessarily Facebook Live, but together, and that was life and work and ministry, and so this is actually a real joy for us to get to do this again. And I forgot how much fun it really was getting kind of to work together on these kind of things. So this is a lot of fun, and we're really enjoying, actually, strangely, and don't get me wrong, we're getting stir crazy all at the same time, but we're enjoying the time together, and having to just do our very best to trim away the things that are causing extra anxiety within ourselves, and at the same time focusing on the small joys and the littlest of things. Some of the funny things that Coleman says or does, or how much he just wants to run around in his underwear, and so many other things that just bring us the moments of joy and peace, and knowing that we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. That's all I've got. This is a song, I'm sure you've heard it before. It's called Beautiful Things.
Wonder if I'll ever find my way. I wonder if my life could really change. I know all this earth, could all that is lost ever be found? Could a garden come up from this ground? I know. You make beautiful things. You make beautiful things out of dust. You make beautiful things. You make beautiful things out of us. All around, hope is springing up from this old ground. Out of chaos, life is being found in you. For you make beautiful things. You make beautiful things out of the dust. You make beautiful things.
We wanted to offer up. I'm going to step out of the shot here, put that guitar over there, grab this other one. We wanted to make a time for some live prayer requests again, trying to make sure we can actually see them. There we go. There they are. So for all of those who are joining us, just a time to be in prayer together and a time to share with one another and lift each other up. And so yeah, we've got the feed here. We're going to start trying to read through. I think we might already have some in the queue.
Connie would like us to serenade her every night while she is making dinner.
I don't know if that's a prayer request or but
or just a request.
But we'll be sure to pray for you, Connie. And thank you very kindly. We appreciate it. It is good to see so many of you joining us, Connie, Kate, Terry, Liz, Cynthia, Bonnie, and so many others. We start to see some prayer requests here. Homemade pizza there. My parents are now under state-mandated shelter at home. They don't really do that well together, so prayers for peace in all ways, for sure. There are more and more people beginning to come under those state-mandated stay-at-home orders, and so for all those who are struggling with the full-on lockdown, for all those who are in the wake of those situations where COVID is now spread in such disastrous ways that it's just affecting thousands upon thousands in certain states, we lift you up in prayer tonight. Other prayer requests. I don't see any coming through yet. There we go. There's hey, Alden and Kim, how are y'all doing? Thank y'all for singing along tonight. We really missed getting to sing with you as well, and look forward to getting back to doing that. Our friend last week that we prayed for, Braxton, he's been released from the hospital, all right, after IV antibiotics and ventilator use. Yes, God is good, 100% better. That is such wonderful news. Great to hear that, Braxton. So we rejoice with you. Janet, for the prisoners who are, yes, 100% still people and are in danger of getting sick where they are as well, that we would not forget them, that our society would not leave them behind just because they are behind bars. They are still our brothers and sisters in Christ, and we will honor them in prayer tonight and pray for them. For healthcare providers and for service workers here in Northwest Arkansas and around the country, around the world. These are our heroes today, and we lift up the healthcare workers. You said?
For Trey Ram, who's by himself in Germany. And his family really wishes he could be back home. Just keep Trey in your prayers.
Yes. All the healthcare workers, that one will, yes, continue. The doctors, nurses, pharmacists, grocery store workers. When you go do your grocery pickups, or even if you do have to go in, which I've had to do once or twice, make sure and thank them. They are on the front lines of this as well, for sure. Lifting up all of them in prayer.
Hayden also has a friend in the hospital because of COVID. So we lift him up, Hayden. And
yes.
You for peace in your soul.
I want to lift up, I know already of friends who have friends or loved ones who have passed away from this, and I won't call out their name without them lifting it up for us, but Eric Meyer and I, Pastor Eric and I, were exchanging a text earlier today, and there's not one of us, I don't think, on planet Earth that will not come out knowing someone personally who was affected by this or being affected personally by it. We will all be affected by this in deep and profound ways beyond just the isolation, but we will know people who will pass away from this, and we have a long road ahead. So for all those who are already diagnosed and hurting, and all those who have already lost their lives. For all kids, is that where we were going?
Mm-hmm,
Yeah. Alex lifted up for all kids as they process their feelings, their new reality, and various losses that they feel. I mean, our 7-year-old and our 4-year-old are it's a new day every single day, and it's really, in a lot of ways it's a lot of joy and wonder. In a lot of ways it's hard, and so for them, and how they're processing all this. Prayers for everyone struggling to pay their bills after losing jobs, not receiving unemployment or stimulus money yet. We know it's coming, but there are already people who are struggling to pay bills, who are struggling to make ends meet, we know friends who are affected deeply by this, and so for all those struggling to pay their bills, struggling to make ends meet, and desperately waiting for any and all help that may be coming from government and others, we lift you up today. Thank you. Prayers for our sons, from Kimberly Ray, for her sons and girlfriend, who all were laid off during this time. Prayers for the future grandbaby. He is due in just 4 weeks' time. So many prayers. We know those in our community who have had babies in this time, and the difficult reality that is, not getting to share that joy with friends and family, but also taking care of kids all alone. That is a difficult thing, and so for all that, and the loss of jobs, we lift them up. Prayers for Casey's dad, who is battling cancer, and this is he started his chemotherapy last week, and we lift up Harry, and we love you, and Gail, Casey's mom, who is working alongside them walking through this with them. We wish we could be there with you, and we love you so much. For an unspoken prayer request, after sharing a beautiful song with her daughter, Leah, thank you. We lift that up. Praying for those who are very isolated, both young and old. I just know how grateful I am to get to be doing this, at the very least, with Casey and my kids by my side. And so for those who are that much more isolated in all kinds of ways, we lift them up, yes. Prayers to a friend who is grieving immense loss,
Scientists and government leaders.
Russell, good to see you. Prayers for you, for scientists, for our government leaders, for those working hard to figure out a way to fight this thing, and to find a vaccine, a cure, whatever it might be, just medicine to treat it. Those who are doing all that they can to find a fix. For Hannah, who has had her second baby 3 days ago, and another friend in Sydney, expecting hers tonight.
Named Sydney, not in Sydney.
Excuse me, not in Sydney. I can't. There we go. And another friend named Sydney, expecting hers tonight. So for all those in and out of hospitals, for babies being born, for new life in the midst of death and pain.
For our international students who can't get home. Stuck where they are.
Mm-hmm.
For our pastors and our church staff, also having a new normal and really wanting to connect with all of you in a meaningful way, and trying their best to do that with all this uncertainty.
Yes. Each week we want to come back to you with a chance for lifting up of prayers. I listened to NPR stories while running to pick up our curbside pickup dinner tonight, and heard the words from President Trump. That we're expecting the next 2 weeks to be very, very hard, and I know that the prayer requests are going to just continue to grow around the country and right here at home. And so we want to join with you each week. We want to let you know we see you, we love you, we miss you. We cannot wait to get to join back together and worship together in community in just a great hug. And so this is the best way that we can think to do that right now. So come back, tell your friends about it, tell other church members about this time. Let us know if there's a better time as well, if we need to try multiple times. We're up for exploring and finding ways of just doing this thing together. So a Beer and Hymns will be doing a little bit of stuff as well. Each Sunday night on the Beer and Hymns page, Beer and Hymns Charity on Facebook there, we'll be doing a live hymn sing every Sunday night for about 15 or 20 minutes at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock each Sunday night for next little bit. So if you want to join us there, we'd love to see you. We've got another song for you. Rather than saying Lord, hear our prayers, we thought we would sing Lord, hear our prayers tonight. This is a song called Hear Our Prayer, the Litany song, and just been a joy of mine for many years. So we hope you will enjoy this. This is Hear Our Prayer.
Come, O Christ, to thee, bow adoring knee. Hear our prayer, hear our cry. By the victory and strife, by the merits of your life. Hear our prayer, hear our cry. All the pain and woe, suffer once from man below. Listen to our cry, hear our sacred litany. By the helpless infant years, by the life of want and fears. Hear our prayer, hear our cry. By the days of sore distress in the savage wilderness. Hear our prayer, hear our cry. By the dread mysterious hour of the insulting tempter's power. Listen to our cry, hear our sacred litany. By the sacred griefs that wept, or the grave where Lazarus slept. Hear our prayer, hear our cry. By the bold and tears which flowed over Salem's loved abode. Hear our prayer, hear our cry. By the hour of dire despair, by the agony of prayer. Listen to our cry, hear our sacred litany. By the gloom that veiled the skies over dreadful sacrifice. Hear our prayer, hear our cry. By the vault whose dark abode held in vain the rising God. Hear our prayer, Hear our sacred litany. Hear our sacred litany. Hear our sacred litany. Hear our sacred litany.
There is so much pain, darkness, fear, anxiety. Don't have to look far for any of that right now. But there is also unbelievable showings of affection, of humanity, of love, of joy, of compassion, of absolute heroism. And there are wonderful places to find those things. Facebook is an okay place, but sometimes you got to search through the weeds to find it. Casey, you pointed out just one of the most beautiful things from, what's his name today?
John Krasinski,
Yeah.
the guy that was in The Office.
Yeah.
He has a show on Facebook called Some Good News, and he just reports great news.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's wonderful.
The Good News Network, I believe there are other sources of just good news and joy, and that are showing the things of beauty that are out there. We kind of got on a kick this morning. We were a little slow to get out of bed and let the kids go watch a show this morning, and we flipped on and started looking at some of those things. And the other thing we stumbled on is one of our favorite pastors, the Reverend Steve Garnisholm, United Methodist pastor up in the northeast of our country. And we have shared with you many of his prayers and poems and writings over time. Well, he started a video last night, and so we didn't get to watch it in real time, but we watched it this morning to start our day, and it was just one of the most beautiful ways to start our day. And I reached out to him immediately afterwards and just said, Steve, Pastor Steve, can you please share with me your rewriting, your true version of Psalm 4 that he shared with us. He shared 2 in his video. I encourage you to go check them out. His video is available on his site on Facebook. It's Unfolding Light, or you can go to unfoldinglight.net. Unfoldinglight.net as well to find his postings and writings. But he immediately got back to me. I'm so thankful. Thank you again, Reverend Steve Garnisholm, for sharing this with us. This is his writing titled "Fearlessly I Lie Down," Psalm 4. Holy One, my soul, you attend to me as intimately as the air, more present to me than my own flesh. Through pressing narrows, you have brought me into spaciousness. You pour your heart into me as I to you. How long will others' thoughts entangle me? How long will false voices in me speak lies, desire illusion? You have a different vision for me. You know my thoughts more surely than my own words speak them. I hear you say, let nothing you fear pull you from me. Release your anxiety. Go slowly. Meet your distress with calm silence. Surrender deeply to me. Let trust in me be your bones. Many, as if blind, search for your blessings, but you are light itself. Your kind face smiles out at us in all things. You have sown joy in my heart, a sea of ripe grain, a feast of summer fruit. I dare to trust your peace. Fearlessly I lie down. I rest in the blessing of your grace. I rest in the blessing of your grace. We thank you all so much for joining us tonight. We hope you will join us again next week. Be sure to plug into all the many things that are going on with us at First Methodist on our Facebook page, on our website, fumcbentonville.org. check your email, check your social media to stay connected and plugged in. We hope to see you soon. We love you. Grace and peace. Oh, I have to now get up and turn that off.